on? It's your girl, Melikia. Courtney. How are you? Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome to SXP Metamorphosis 365 Growth Podcast. And today we just popping in real quick to get some celebrate in the water. The lesson for today, your growth notes and points for today are going to be brief. Flat out. Let me make sure I can be heard before we hop into this because I have great news. Hey, what's going on, Scott? How are you? Can you hear me? I have many sounds going on. I'm waiting now to make sure that I'm clear. Y'all, I am ready for a nap. You hear me perfect. A whole NAP. I'm so ready for comfortable, lovely warm sheets. The SLEEP. That's what I'm after. So, I didn't even put it in the title. That was an error. I want to add it to it. This is a true celebration. Today's lesson is all about remembering to celebrate. When I say it's so much going on right now. However, I am very aware that the majority of it is amazing. Why do you say that? Well, I say that because today years old, and though my goal said 531, today years old, I crossed the threshold into novel with my naval novel. Okay, great. So I'm overly excited. You are here with me to celebrate. I am here with you to celebrate virtually. Sometimes it is that you won't have to do it virtually. I do have a pull up in person plan that's going to be glorious and wonderful and fun and noisy and all that stuff. But first things first, and it's great because you guys are actually getting to celebrate with me first. So, woohoo! For those who don't know, I am a licensed life coach, also an author. Got some editing in my paid background, photography, and many things. I'm a public speaker. Have been for years, decades actually. I can't even say years no more. Decades, and an advocate for domestic violence solutions for decades. Yeah, so I guess I do social impact projects and events too. Founder of Sanctuary Experience too. So if you want something done, ask a busy person. I've heard that since I was a kid, and I am not one who is just busy. I am productive. There's a difference. So I set out on the mission. I do believe I shared this with you guys. I think I shared it with you when it first came to Mind and Mouth. So let's take it from the top. October 2024. I had something energetically and spiritually pull up on me. I knew it was creative, and I believe in sitting still and listening to my ancestors and spirit move and whisper. So that's what I did. I sat down and was like, okay, what is this? And being a creative soul, being one who sits to write books, some books take months, some books take years, Jill, decades, and some take days. And I've experienced all of those spans. Okay, so when this pulled up on me, I was like, what is this? So I knew to be still. Clue, clue, and listen. I am an avid meditator. I'm an avid prayer. I believe in praying. No, it is not where I am hitting the knees and closing my eyes and all that other extra stuff that people add. I'm not doing all that. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. It ain't rigor for me. Okay, good. Grow, get these tools. So I knew that I was being visited with something for something, and the messages in this title is they're necessary. Oh my God, we connect in our humanity in this title. Boom. So 2024, October came to me and I was like, oh, there was no way. I didn't have room on my calendar, schedule, life, energy, bandwidth. None of that was present beyond writing down the initial thought. So, heads up, when these things come to visit you, when it is that something wonderful and creative is wooing you, do not dismiss it. Give it the attention that you have. Because I didn't have a whole bunch. I was like literally pressed and very packed in schedule wise and events. And for those who don't know, I do three day events for the women. And it was on the edge of that because second weekend of September is on and popping for 3 whole days. where we go in and dig in the spirit. We work through those traumas to heal and to clean and to move all this stuff away, right? So that takes a lot of energy from your girl. All right, after that, I was looking to go take a vacation and rest somewhere, but that ain't what happened. That piece pulled up like, hey, write me. And if something invites you to write it, dear poet, dear author, dear ink masters, write it. So I knew I couldn't write the book, didn't have time. What I did have time for was the framework. So initially, I put the thoughts down, the things that came to speak to me quickly. I paid as much attention as I was able to. Sometimes you have to move in the strength that you have and you bless it and you bless it and you bless it and you do not put it down. So the strength that I had, I moved in it and I put that framework down. October 2024. Let's move forward. I knew by looking at my calendar, what does that tell you? Please be using your calendars. When you have things to add to them that are valid and real, add them to your calendar. Y'all, my calendar was off the chain. I knew that I wasn't going to write a word until April of 2025. They wouldn't let me know writing until April of 2025. And I did say this was October 2024 when the concept came, okay? And I was okay with that. I didn't put myself down for it. I didn't allow any negative talk to come. I didn't allow for worry or fear or jokes. If you guys have seen that Michael Jackson movie, and I do believe this too, because I've seen it too many times for it not to be the case, where Michael Jackson says he was meditating and getting this music download, or Prince might get it if he didn't write it and create it. So I giggle in the sense of I've had some things that I've written that I've seen other artists and authors bring to screen, book, table, mic, stage, the whole nine of that. And I'd be right pissed on off. So this, I knew it was mine and mine alone. Muhahaha. So I acted on it. Okay. April 2025, I set my behind down and I began to write. Now, let's talk about it. I help people write their books. I thought, I thought I was going to get in there and have it done by the end of that month. That would have been April 2025. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna slide into April. I'm not focusing on much else, but I like literally put the barriers and borders up for April. The only contending energy for April was my 30 for 30, because I am a spoken word artist, Lady Molotov in these streets, the philologist, and Black Snow at the same time, right? So 30 for 30, I'm writing, and I write every day anyway, poetry, right? Poetry thoughts, prompts, the whole nine of this. So I did my 30 days of writing for that and I worked on that book. Now, of course, I had shows and things that I hosted, masterminds and teaching master's classes. So all of the regular things were there, but I didn't add any extra things that weren't already placed. Boom. Y'all, when I got into that right, I was like, what is this? Like it started unfolding itself. Now it's one thing when I get to, ooh, squirrel, piece of candy, that would be looking great over there. This would be wonderful to go that direction. This wasn't that. This was the invitation. This was the right me. Not you right. This was the right me. And that meant that I was having to tune into spirit, be still, meditate, and ink, 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 right. And at one point, I felt fear. Now, that's something that don't keep me company. I'm pretty well business and I'm not risk averse. So when that pulled up, I was like, what is this? Like it was so big, it unfolded and it unfolded. And by the time I looked up, it had unfolded in three different directions. And I'm like, what the hell are you? Are you a book? Okay, because that's what I thought I was sitting down to write a book. So, and again, I've done that in my sleep. I could bang a book out in 3 days, but no, this was novel and stage play and film. So what ended up happening was, hey, what's going on? I wrote the the film scenes first. I wrote 72 scenes. That's what pushed through first. Like I had to honor what was pressing because I felt the pressure of all of its presence and the hugeness of the endeavor. And I was like, okay, God, Let me move as you move. I don't want to be too quick. I don't want to be too slow. I definitely want to stay in flow and in the vein of what I was doing. Okay. So that was a tap dance too, to not be ahead of myself or behind the spirit. Okay. So in the flow of it, 72 scenes is that's what was the clearest. That's what made the most sense. That's where I heard the people speaking the loudest. And it was wonderful. And while I'm yet writing, I kid you not, there is something about being in motion. You cannot trade being actively, fully part of your life. You cannot trade being on the court in the game, being coach, being player, being the one who sits down to watch the reels and improve your game. Like you cannot beat that. So all of the above, and I am in motion in the right, and be dang on if the stage play didn't open up. And y'all, it wasn't even the same vein. I promise you, it was like color, 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 energy, energy, energy. And the stage play story focused in on a whole different character that was not the main character for the show, for the film. And I was like, what are you? Okay. And it is good to understand what is keeping you company. It is good to tune into your spirit and know when you are experiencing a visitation. Some folks believe that a visitation is just quick, hey, how are you? The spirit, an angel, all these other things that folks encounter. I have had so many um, beyond physical slash natural experiences, and I welcome them and I embrace them and I don't run, I don't hide. So this was a visit. This was like when you visit your people for the month, my island people who go home for the month, for 3 months. This was that. So like okay, this was more than that, right? This was, hey, I'm keeping you company and let us commune. So when you get this title, it is titled Naval. Understand that you are entering a communion. Understand that, yes, anything that I do, and this is a fiction piece. I normally write nonfiction, right? But this is a fiction piece. However, who am I? That's going to show up in everything I do. Everything I do. Okay, so there's some learning in that book, and it is so gently shared. But the messages, you will find an awakening and an aha and a, oh my God, and bring Kleenex. For real, for real. And as I'm writing it, y'all, because I thought I knew where we were going. Like I had a beginning, a middle, and an end. You get the picture? It was shown. It was clear, but I did not realize that there were others. There were other beginning, middles, and ends. There were other things to point out. There were other characters who were pulling up on me. I could see their face, y'all. I could hear their voices. I could feel their energy down to the dang on cat, the presence of it. So I am sharing all of this with you so that you can step into the embodiment of what you said you was about to do, whether it is write a book, sing a song, create a hobby, pick up an instrument, whatever it is that you said you're going to do, embody it. Make room for what you have intended to do and catch that intended to do. I set my intentions. I put it on the calendar. I met with myself. I created that life ahead of me and I lived into it. I kept my word. I didn't pull up on April 2025 and was like, oh, what I need to do. I want, hell no, I was ready. Why was I ready? Because I was already writing my tomorrows. I was already writing my tomorrows to the tune of from October 2024 to April 2025. Well, guess where we are right now? We clearly are not in April of 2025. Push forward. So I got to write. When I tell you, I wrote. And I wrote and I wrote and I wrote. The end of the month came and I wasn't kidding about my calendars. By October of 24, the 25 calendar was over three-fourths full. So by the time I got to April, it was packed. That was fine. I sat in my feelings. I was in my feelings. So I didn't finish it. And I was like, wait a minute, I gotta go back. Let me see what I did do for this year. This is April 2026 of this year, because that's when I got back to writing literally. Okay. Get the picture of the span of time. Sometimes it takes the time that it takes. And I'm one of those humans. I'm one of those humans who says, hey, listen, this is the time I want it done in. And this is what we're gonna push it. And we gonna make that shoe fit, Cinderella. Okay? No, sometimes it just ain't gonna do it. Okay? So let it go, let it go, and let it take the time that it takes. Boom. I called an adult. I said, okay, listen, this is what happened. I hit up Tiffany Countryman, who was an award winning playwright, because I understood. No. Well, I've written some things back in the past, but nothing like this, and nothing that I intend to put right on stage like this. So I called an adult. I was like, hey, listen, can you have a look at these for me? Give me some guidance here, because I'd like to have it shaped well. I want these messages communicated because the people need it. And I love the entertainment factor, yes. And at the same time, I love growth. Yes. Fun, mischief, all of the above. I'm for it in a lot. And I love adventure. So this is an adventure for me. I am truly satiated in this joy. All right. Same time, I believe in greatness. I believe in excellence. So why wouldn't I reach out to my senior? Right, I'm elder by age, but she is my senior by the work on the water, by the award winning in front of her name that I just shared with you, the picture. So find your adults. Find your adults, regardless of the age. Do you understand? This weekend, this very weekend, I got taught and held accountable by a 16-year-old, and I was joyful in it. I was so grateful for it. A 12 and a 16-year-old, and it was bomb. I was like, this is amazing. If you do not have people in your life to stir your accountability, to cheer you on towards your goals, get you some friends, get you some people, okay? Because it is necessary. And then to understand, take your people on the journey with you. Who you celebrating with once you get there? If you have done these things in isolation and alone, some things, yes, I can respect it. Some stuff guys say boop boop, and you quiet till it's done. Perfect. But that ain't everything. So for the things that you can out loud, openly celebrate and bring your people along, do. Y'all, I got beta readers. I wasn't playing with this thing. I needed feedback. I wanted to make sure that I met the expectations. I wanted to see if they understood, because I have isms and anarchism too. So when I do the things that I do, there's a wonderful playground in my head. I invite you to come play in here. Same time, I do my best to make sure the language translates so that you can enjoy as much as I am. Same thing I do with my poetry, books, and performances. Okay, the same thing I do when I am translating and transmutating spirit into the natural. The same thing I do when I'm working embodied with a client and we are unified as one, and I'm in there cleaning spiritual house for them. We got to communicate. And the communication is not a one way thing. There's no point in me saying if you're not understanding what the hell I'm saying. See? So I pulled in the adult. Get your adult. And I say that and I stress it. If you need a life coach, if you need an editor, a guide, an award winning playwright, beta readers, friends, these are things you can have if, that big IF, if you take it seriously and if you pursue without giving yourself them excuses. To hell with these excuses, y'all. Now let's move forward. Got to make something real clear on that note. The goal I set was to be done by the 31st of May. Do you know how pissed I was that I wasn't done by the 31st of May? Big mad. But I realized, dude, you bugging. There was something that was way pressing, way more important than holding 531. And again, I want to bring that up to help you color the lines of excuses. That ain't an excuse. That's the truth. That's the narrative. That's the importance. That's the distinction. There we go. That's the distinction. So make your distinctions. The excuse looks like this. Oh, I'll get to it. Well, I don't like it. I'm going to start over. Knock that off. Like, knock it off. Get in your bags, whether it's your hobby bag, your work bag, your creative bag, your adventure bag, your mischief bag, whatever bag you hopping off in, get all the way into that boy. All right? And have a blast. It has been, it's been amazing. Like sitting with the characters, and sometimes I can just hear, like, oh, it's amazing. And I wonder how many other authors are having this much freaking fun when they're writing. Like, I wonder how many other people are experiencing, like, you can hear the richness of the conversation, you can taste the food, you can see the people's faces, the expressions, you can hear the noises, and feel the pressure and the stress and the sadness and the joy and the okay. I wish you all of that in real life. Okay, in real life, take your adventures. Yay, take your adventures. When you come to the close of your life, like one of my characters, Miss Elise, when you come to the close of your life, what's this conversation gonna look like? What's the conversation gonna look like? Are you full of regrets? Or have you lived an amazing effing life and you just be like, damn, somebody should read my life as a story, read my book as my life. Okay. And you are living this life, you are living your book. You got people all around you, but how many people are reading your book? How many people are inspired by the book of you? How many people are you pressing the wonderful out of? I know that because of who I am and the work that I do, there are so many freaking humans on this planet and some beyond it now that I got to press. And I'm talking like grapes to squeeze, the juice, the juice, the juice, worth the squeeze, causing people to go into themselves, causing them to find their greatness, causing them to stop lying to themselves, BS and others, and get it damn done. It is wonderful to live that way. Okay. I love what I do and who I get to do it with. Very, very blessed. It was not always that way. This life I built in my mind first, created and crafted, then lived into it. Are you taking these notes? Because I'm giving you a whole bunch of greatness in just a simple conversation. Because that's what we're having, a simple conversation full of many reminders, and we're here for the purpose twofold. Celebrate. Today is a celebration day, and then two, you fit to grow. Be around me for 5 minutes. You fit to learn something. Gonna learn something and grow, y'all. I believe this is episode 110. Binge, subscribe, and binge every freaking episode. I have removed the barrier of I don't have enough to pay a life coach to really just sit and teach me and train me and show me these things or have these conversations. Go on and binge. Them conversations that you need are already in this podcast. They are there. Go hunting. And do it with a pen and a paper so you can take some notes. And then when you do it and you implement some of the wonderful tips, tools, and trainings, y'all, that I paid money, and time, energy, and life, and sweat, and blood, and tears for. When you put it to use and you begin to see life looking more like you wanted it to, that you're creating and you're living into it, go and email me. Life is sanctuaryxp@gmail.com. Go on and email me and say, hey, Melikia, I was watching an episode, whatever episode you're watching, and this is what you said, and this is what I took from it, and this is how I applied it. I would love to hear from you. It is good to know what's landing and believe and trust. If you hear something and you're kind of like, huh, like, would you explain it for me a little bit clearer? I love clarity. I will help you. Not a problem. Reach out to me and say something. Raise your hand. Here I am. Help me because I'm about that. I cannot read. I'm gonna say it for y'all benefit. I'll say it this way. I do not read minds unnecessarily. Get the picture. So I'm not here to take none from you. Not my way. If it is that you would like to release some things that don't belong to you, i.e., the stress, the trauma, the holding, the childhood anger, the resentments, the victimhood, all of that shitty story. If you would like to exit that plan and enter a new one, I got you. Just let me know. All right. Now, mind you, I am a life coach. I do charge for my work. That is the direct sessions 101. That is the small group sessions. Absolutely. Master classes, the firesides. There's other things too, the events, da 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 da. There are many ways for us to work together, to work alongside one another, because I I have people who say you're a healer. Okay, I get it. I understand how people draw conclusions, but this is how I say it. I love people back to life. I will love you back to life. Okay, I will show you how to heal you. All right, because you are magical. You are amazing. You are energy. alive. You are God in you. You are one creator connected. Get it? Okay. So back to our celebration, fast forward. So I get all this stuff written and 5:31 comes and I am not done. And I've literally had the moment of facing, okay, here we need a decision. I made the decision, stuck with the decision, handled my business, and that took me into 6-1. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna be done. And I was. I was done in the wee hours of 6-1. And then what I tell you about accountability, I wasn't kidding. I am one who believes in accountability and measuring. I measure myself too. What I took myself to was, okay, look, you need to check your word count. I'm like, oh, poop. Let me go check this word count. My word count was in novella. When nobody writing a novella, I was writing a novel. Okay. So what did I need to do? I need to take myself back to the beginning, not necessarily the beginning, but to go back in there and get the rest of those words so that I firmly have a novel. And you know what I did? It did. It's did and it's done because I'm not playing about this. I did not allow myself room to wiggle out of what I said I was going to do. I did not allow myself to promise me something amazing and then cause myself to settle. Who doing that? Nah. So novel, novel. It's done. I'm excited. I'm going to have a copy written, and then I'll feel way more free to sharing all of the wonderful things when it is ready for purchase. And when the book tours are set up, I'll let you know. When the stage come about, I can't freaking wait to see it on stage. I need y'all to see what I see in my head. That's the heavy press. Like y'all gotta see this. Y'all gotta see this. You gotta hear this. You gotta feel this. Understand this, break free in it, have your breakthroughs, your ahas, and your fun, and feel like we need our humanity back. We need that. So I'm here to help provide it along some really great company. Some really great company. So I'm excited. Also, shout out to Elise Boswell, whose name I just killed, another playwright moving towards award winning. So I wasn't kidding. I enlisted some adults, and then I'm already a beast writer, but that is enough. And there is still room to grow. Even with my growth, I, I am always for learning. I'm a student. I put aside everything I know, especially after I do advance, y'all. This is a habit that I will share with you too. It's a practice that you can import. After I have a great push out, i.e., this novel, especially the 3-day events, the firesides, when I do the bigger things, the social impact projects, I take myself and find a chair to sit in, to zip it and know nothing, to be a student and to be poured into. That is imperative, regardless of what you know and how far your discipline is. I have mastery level skills. Do you get it? I was trained by masters, which is insane. Like I was so blessed to have people go, hey, listen, come here real quick. And I was like, okay. I knew to be a student. I know what I know, but damn, I didn't know what they knew. And ooh, they knew they knew. I was blessed to internship. I was blessed to work with 6, 7, and 8 figure earners, to really sit and pick the brains of billionaires, to sit and interview them and listen, 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 glean, learn that vibration and the energy that they move in, how they move with no excuses, relentless, and at the same time compassionate with themselves. I hear people talk and say some horrible things about people with money. I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way because I've gotten to know some beautiful people, like beautiful people who do amazing things. Ain't nothing wrong with being a billionaire. Ain't nothing wrong with being a multimillionaire. At least the ones that I know, and I've gotten to serve even. I'm be over here with my comments. So either way, I'm excited about what I was able to accomplish, the strength and the strength and the strength of sovereign divine God. If not for sovereign divine God, I wouldn't be sitting here. I sure wouldn't be talking to y'all, and I dang on sure would not have completed what I set out to complete. So keep your word to yourself. Keep your spiritual discipline and practices in place. Piss on excuses. Handle your business. Get on the court of your life and play in this game. Play it like it's your last game, like it's your last day. You got the rock, and it's up to you to make the winning shot because it is. Period. Ain't nobody coming to save you. this ain't that. You are your own savior. So when you sing that song, I sing that song too. Savior, I'm gonna sing it too. However, what I'm also gonna do is get off my ass. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna handle my business. I'm gonna do what is for me to do. I'm going to listen. I'm gonna tune in. I'm going to put action to my words. They teach you faith without actions is what? Dead, dead, dead. So get your actions up and live, live, live. And while you are living, don't just live for you. The majority of what I do, the majority of what I do is for y'all. Period. Whether y'all is my family, y'all know I got squishies, 7 of them that I love, my J babies, 6 babies of my own, or grown, get the picture, they grown. But then there's clients, there's friends, there's inner circle, there's extended circle, there's my outliers, my question marks, my mentees, my mentors, okay, my ancestors, my elders. Listen, I was making a joke the other day. The song 8 to 80, Blonde, Crippled, and Crazy. Two. Mine goes from 2 to 87. I think that's the most senior person that I've served, 87 years old. And the youngest that I've served, a 2-year old. Okay. Even younger than that in certain capacities, but professionally. So, who you serving? Who you loving on? Who are you encouraging? Who are you showing up for? And I'm going on vacation, by the way. This podcast is gonna be on vacation. I can't wait. I'm gonna take a vacation in the summer. So this is me just making an announcement like, hey, I'm gonna do the I'm gonna do the vacation. I'm gonna vacate and I'll be back. And I will let you know when I go. So that you and here's the truth and the assignment before even we get to that point. There are 110 episodes for you to go press play on. And should you, and I'll give you this challenge, if you binge all 110 or however, whatever the number is by the time I go on vacation, I'm targeting June, July, both months really. I think I'll be with you next Tuesday, and then after that, I'm going to take a break till the end of July. I need to prepare for some things, and I need a vacation, period. I need a break. And I'm going to take it because I love me. And that self love is taught all up and through this podcast. Get the picture. I will still have some things for y'all available, some new fresh things. But go ahead and get your binge on. Go ahead and get your growth on. And if you exhaust all of the playlists in the podcast before I am complete with my vacation, I dare you to let me know, and I will bring myself and sit in front of this camera with you and share something else. If you're ready for it, okay? That's what I will do for you. Same time, I'm gonna take my rest. Same time, I'm gonna stick my toes in some sand and some warm, beautiful waters. I'm gonna hug some grandbabies. I'm gonna sniff on my boys. Celebrate some birthdays. My birthday's in July. Ooh, ooh. So all of the wonderful things. Get the picture. Celebration. That's why we pulled up together today to celebrate and to grow. I am Melikia K. Courtney. I can't even see those numbers because I wasn't kidding when I say it. The first thing was, I'm sleepy. It is nap time. But what did I say? I was going to be here. So where I'm at, I'm right here. And I'm glad to be. Very, very glad to be. Now, these words is coming in. Hey, y'all down there. Is that Sharente and Scott? I can't see. I can't see. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for celebrating the completion of the novel. Oh my ever God. What a press and a push and a joyful push. I said earlier, I was chatting with Scott. I feel like I gave birth. Like for those who have given birth and not C-section birth, not no shade to y'all. I'm talking about the other way I did the other way, y'all. When I finished, it was like, oh God, like I felt the exhaustion thereof. So it was a press and a push, and life, a press and a push. But I know that it is good. Like I know that it is good. And it is for me and it is for you. So it will benefit us. I'm excited. Okay, on that note, I'm gonna see if I can see some of the mystical magical comments. Well, you know what? I ain't gonna even do that because I can't see it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna screenshot it and then I'm gonna read it when I can make it bigger. And thank you so much for handling chat, Scott. I appreciate you. At some point in this mystical, magical life, I'm gonna find a way to see all of it. And it's just that, like, I kid you not, I'm a bit exhausted, but I'm so freaking excited, y'all. I'm very grateful. And I forgot, that's normally how I start every podcast. So I guess my excitement and my gratitude just kind of together today, and that's okay. I'm very grateful. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for learning with me. I am happy to be of service, and it is my joy to love you back to life. Learn, grow. And what did we learn today? Celebrate your wins. I had chocolate cake, and it was good. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate with your friends, and keep being great. Yay! I saw that one. I love you too, bestie. Halo. I seen those. Yay! The eyes are like, let's see. Cool. Okay, I've been with y'all for as long as it takes to pour out the oil. The message is communicated, and go press play. When this one comes up, again, press play. The teaching style I use is more lecture, it's conversational, and at the same time, I am dropping bars after bars after bars of tools, tips, learning, and trade. Let's go. Let's go. I'd love to hear about the awesome and amazing things that you are doing with your 1,440 minutes a day. Email us, sister. Life is sanctuaryxp@gmail.com. If it is that you would love to hire me, book me, retain me, life is sanctuaryxp@gmail.com. If it is that you're looking for a poet, a life coach, a transmutation specialist, advanced discipline and spirituality like a guide, you could use a professional friend. Yeah, email me, and I'd be glad to serve you. It is my pleasure to love you back to life. Have a wonderful, beautiful Tuesday night. Bye. Love y'all. Bye, guys. Doot, doot. There's a button. I gotta find it.